everyone, my name is Nia and I'm going to show you how to open up an LLC in the state of Florida. The first thing you will need to do is open up sunbiz.org. Once you go to Sunbiz, I would advise for you to do a search of records so that you can make sure that the business name that you have decided on is not being used by anyone else. And after you have verified that no one else is using your business name, we'll go ahead and go to start a business. And once there, you're going to drop down and you'll click on limited liability company. This will redirect you to this page, and we can go ahead and press file. So after we press file, there'll be a disclaimer here just letting you know that you need to make sure that your information is correct and accurate, and that once it's submitted, nothing can be changed, removed, canceled, or refunded. And after you have accepted those terms, let's go ahead and click in this box and we'll press start new filing. Now, once we get to new filing, we'll start at the top and we'll put in the effective date, which is, for me, April 8th, 2023. After that, we'll look down here and it does let you know that it's $125 to file an LLC. Then we'll go ahead and enter in our business name that is not being used by anyone. I am going to do ABC LLC. You do have 3 different options. You can actually write out limited liability company, or you can do L.C. And then last option is just LLC, nothing extra. Now, after you have go ahead and done that, you are going to want to have a business address. And if you do not have a brick and mortar, you do have the option of having a virtual address. So I do have post scan mail as an option that I used for my virtual address. They do range from $10 to $20 for mailboxes, and those mailboxes, anything that comes in for your business, they will hold it, and then you do have the option to send it to yourself. It will cost you to export that mail, but you can do it in one big bulk. So after you have acquired a virtual address, you'll go back to your LLC filing, you'll enter in this address. Now, I do want to put a little disclaimer letting you know that the address that you enter in on your LLC, if you do decide to start applying for business credit, it does need to be the exact same that is on your LLC. Because once those business credits start reporting to the credit bureau, if the address isn't the same, it won't report correctly, and then you'll miss opportunities. You'll have to go back and change it, and it's a long process. So if you do it right the first time, you won't have to do it again, as my mom always says. So after you have entered in your either physical brick and mortar or your virtual address, you will go down and it has your mailing address. This mailing address can be your personal address if you would like, or you can have it the same as your principal address. And I do like to keep it the same as my principal address. I'll have everything going to the same place. It just eliminates confusion. So after you have done that, you will need a registered agent. Now, a registered agent is a person who receives important legal and tax documents on behalf of the business. And a business cannot serve as its own agent, just to give you that for a warning. And so you can go ahead and acquire a registered agent. There are a couple of different options. I did use Florida registered agent. It is $49 a year. But I do also see another option that is Sunshine Corporate Filing. Now, they are $35 a year. They do also have other options. So you could just use them as a registered agent, or you could use them to file your LLC for you, have a business address, and do free mail forwarding. Now, they do cost a total of $195, but it does eliminate you having to file your LLC if you didn't want to go through this process. And so that is an option. But today I am showing you how to go through the process. So after you have acquired that registered agent, because you still would need them, whether you use them to file or not, you can get their information and then you'll have to send it to them, and then they will send you for the signature, because they will have to fill out this signature part for the registered agent signature. After you have done that, we'll move down. We do have correspondent name and email address. When it comes to an email address, I would recommend that you open up a business email address. Now, if you are just starting in the game, I understand you don't want to keep coughing out money, so you can just open up a regular Gmail, Yahoo, or Outlook email. But there is an option for you to build a professional email, and that does cost a little bit more. So once you have built your business email, whether you do the free one or the one that costs, you will enter in that information here, and then you'll just enter in your name. So after you've done that, you do your electronic signature. And then we'll go down to where it says name, address of persons authorized to manage LLC. When it comes to this part, I always like to open up this option so that I can make sure I'm picking the right title for myself when I'm filing the LLC, whether I have members or if it's just me, my partner, or just me, myself, and I. And so here just lets you know the different titles. You can have an authorized representative, an authorized person, an authorized member, or a manager. And so the biggest difference is that a manager is someone who is outside of the company managing the business on behalf of the owners in the company. Usually I do authorized member because I am the only one. I authorize myself. I don't usually outsource to have a manager in my company. So you'll put the title, which is authorized member. Sorry. Okay, so we have that, and then you'll put your first and last name, and then your address. We'll just do 1, 2, 3. I would recommend putting the business address. It just, again, eliminates confusion of you having business stuff coming to your personal address. So after, they do give you a lot of options because some people do have more than just one person in their business. So after you've filled out all of this, you do want to go back to the top of the page and just make sure that it's accurate so that you don't have to waste time and money having to correct your filing and pushing back your time for when they will accept your filing. So, okay, we'll make sure we have an address. I didn't enter it in. And then we have our mailing address. We have our registered agent. That's correct. Then we have our correspondent. Okay, so everything's looking good. So once we do that, you'll go to continue, which it will reject mine because I don't have the email address placed in. So after you go through that, you will be redirected to your payment page. Now, your payment page, I would recommend that you screenshot when you make a payment, your confirmation number, so that you can have that for your personal records in case something goes wrong. So now that we have filed our LLC, what we would need to do next is go ahead and apply for a EIN. So let's go to Google. All right. So an EIN is a employee identification number, which is something that you would use when you are applying for business credit, when you're applying for anything business-wise. You don't want to use your social security number. It would be best for you to use your EIN. So when you go and you'll apply for, you'll submit an application. But right now the website is down. But usually once you go and try to submit an application, it will ask you what type of business you are opening. And then once it accepts the type of business you're opening, you'll give them all of your information. And then at the end of the process, it will give you an EIN number, and it'll also email you the article so that you can have that for your records. Because whenever you do apply for anything, you will need to show your articles of organization and your EIN article. And so that would just complete the video of how to open up the LLC in the state of Florida. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I will be placing my email below, or you can write them in the comment section. Thank you for watching.